BIOSTRESS has developed just such a measure that combines data from biometric devices such as this one with psychological and behavioural data. Stress costs the global economy a staggering $1 trillion every year in lost productivity. Yet none of the founders pitching on stage today could do so without it. The real problem here is managing stress, and to do that effectively, you need to have an objective measure that takes into account all its complex factors, both mental and physical. BIOSTRESS has developed just such a measure that combines data from biometric devices such as this one with psychological and behavioural data. We built this into a B2B SaaS platform that benchmarks, improves and optimises stress management, delivering improvements in health, productivity and a measurable ROI. Thanks to Innovate UK and angel funding, we've been able to run successful trials across multiple sectors in 5 countries. And in November, I'll be in Valencia with the Jaguar Formula E race team, helping to measure their stress and improve their performance. Today, we're seeking a £500,000 worth of investment to rapidly scale by improving sales, marketing, and operations, and further improving our product based on user feedback. At BIOSTRESS, our data-driven mission is to improve stress management for employers and their workforce and help slash that $1 trillion cost. Thanks very much for your time.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you very much for that. What's actually the innovation? Can you talk a little bit about you're collecting different vital metrics? So what does that tell you? The stress, and then what's the kind of next steps? And
Yeah, so the real problem we've identified with the research is that mostly you measure stress by asking people questions, or you measure it using physiology, so your Apple Watch or whatever. The crucial thing is putting those two things together, because we found that 70% of people, their perception of stress, as in what they would answer a questionnaire and how we measure it, is at odds with each other's. So we're looking to bring those two things together. So we also, the devices we particularly use, have an extra sensor which you won't find in most consumer wearables, which is something called EDA, electrodermal activity, which is sweat on your skin. And that gives a unique measure of the sympathetic nervous system, which allows us to better know when someone is in stress versus when they're in recovery. And that's the critical point. I guess that's the differentiation. We can take data from conventional consumer wearables, but it won't be as accurate because we don't have this benefit.
Brilliant. So is this hardware or software or both?
It's actually software because we're using existing hardware, so we're device agnostic, and we're talking to a bunch of people who are developing kind of new hardware, which will enable us to expand our operations and bring the cost down as well. But we can take, say, data from conventional devices, which might be our first point.
Very cool stuff. So I see patent protected. So can you tell us a bit more about what is actually being protected?
Yeah, it's the methodology of measuring stress. So it's the way that we take the data from those different sensors that I talked about and how we combine them. So we call it sensor fusion, so bringing that data together. Obviously, I can't tell you the full details. but that is what's being patent protected.
Sorry, would you mind going to the mic?
I'm happy to talk about it.
Yeah, of course.
Did that answer your question?
Well, I mean, if it's protected already, then you can share.
Yeah.
You can talk about it.
Okay, we haven't actually got that, but it is protected. Yeah. So, but basically, it is the way that we take that data and combine it together to produce a stress metric, and then combining it with the psychological data. So, someone's report of their stress to give a resilience measure, which again is unique by comparing the psychology with the physiology.
Fantastic.
Brilliant. Yeah, thank you. Hi. So what's the 500,000 going to be used for after you achieve that?
Yeah, so mostly it's for, because the product is kind of now ready to go, it's for sales and marketing and operations. So it's to expand that rapidly. We're selling to enterprises, so that is quite a long-term process. So we need more people in the field to actually do that. We do have some further refinement to do on the product based on user feedback, but the bulk of it will be on sales, marketing and operations.